So I got them on. I said, hey, Instagram, it's me, T, from the Pattersons, taking the train to the. I decided to wear my glasses today. I only wear them for like going to the movies and driving. And since I'm not going to the movies, I'm driving. Or see a plays like that. So I don't really use them, and I don't wear glasses in the daytime because I want the sun to come and get the melanin in my skin to be that kind of thing. So, but I decided to look like an intellectual. Glasses make me look like an intellectual. Perceptions. Anyway, this is I think it's a Wednesday, yeah, because I listened to Corey. I did 5150 today. That means that he comes on a Tuesday. I downloaded it, so that's how I know it's a Wednesday. Wednesday is the theme is World Day. What's happening in the world, right? Because Thursdays is Audio Drama Day. That's tomorrow. That's going to be interesting. Fridays is like whatever I missed on the week. Somehow it works like that. On Saturday, whatever comes to my little pea brain, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't put myself down. Never put yourself down. Because you should know who you are, so you don't have to put yourself down. If you go into yourself so deep that you find who you really are, then you won't put yourself down. Simple as that. So don't put yourself down. Sundays is reading riff off what I've been reading, and Mondays is me day. Talk about me. That's not egotistical. It's just that there's many facets. There are many assets. There's many facets to being me. T from the better state. Okay. And Tuesdays is focuses on U.S. thingies, right? And as you may or may not know, did I do that this morning? Yeah, it's been just like I got the poem right in front of me. Mr. Nearly Fuller passed, not yesterday, on Monday, I suppose. And I got the news early this morning. Anyway, and so and my regular hours that I wake up, it was my inspiration, good writing hours. And I thought I wrote a poem, and I presented it this morning. If you see it, whatever. Or was it yesterday? I forget. Time is relative in my world. There's stuff happening right now. I guess I have to talk about USAID. Say it like that. Don't say USAID, because then you get confused. They love confusion. As Mr. Neely Fuller Jr., who passed, would tell you that they love confusion, right? USAID. United States something intertutting fund. Basically, it's like all these. It's like a longer. How do you say? You know how they have the 3-letter agencies? It's like a 5-letter agency. And as you know, if you follow numerology, 3 is a creative thing and But 5 is excess. I want you to think about that. 5 is excess. So it was really strange because people say, "Oh no, they're going to use the better." I know USAID because I'm in Africa, whatever. And right next to, but I knew a guy, a black guy who was from, where was he from, the DRC? I think it was the DRC, and helping people from DRC. And he was funded by USAID. One time I almost did an audio drama for them, just whatever. But it never came through. I wonder why, I don't know. And the other time, most recently, the last time I saw a USAID presence is in DeBrother. It was like, I think it was last year, but they had this van going around giving out, what were they doing? They're doing, COVID shots. Shots. They was giving out shots, man. Right there in DeBrother Central, whatever it is. It's a little strip mall. It's there, right? But nobody was going there. In fact, it's on Instagram because I took a picture of it and made commentary like that. And so what they do is well, in my experience, they go places saying they're going to do good, but what they're doing is they may be doing good, but there's some other stuff under there. That's all I know, right? I'm not going to go on to that. Now, here's what had happened, or here's what's happening. It's a simple thing. All this happened. I know everybody's jumping on Musk and Trump and all that stuff, and Musk, who actually has a secret clearance that he didn't get it from he got it from Joe Biden. If you're rich, you can if they think you're rich, then they do stuff. They think you're on their team. Well, they are, because he is on the team. Because everybody wants to reform the U.S. Even black people, they want to reform the U.S. Not inform them, they want to inform, right? Now, I'm not staying on the U.S. I'm just saying, going back to Mr. AID. All he did was say, like, like anybody responsible should do. Say, okay, can we do an audit? Or where's this money going to? What's going on? And all heck broke loose. Boom! And you get, what I'm most disappointed on, should I stay on this? I'm not disappointed. What am I talking about? I'm not disappointed. It's if you're in the bubble, if you're the fishy in the sea, or you're fishy in the fish tank, you can't see what's going on outside. Now I'm only outside. I'm looking at the fishies in the fish tank. Talking about all my, dare I say, comrades, all my peoples. I like to say peoples. I don't like to say comrades. Comrades in the States. I've even got everybody says to me, like, I'm going to the States, and oh, yeah, the madness. I know it's madness. But it's only madness because you believe it's madness. Somebody told you it's no, forget it. Anyway, I'm coming to the States. Oh, it's official. I just booked my ticket today. I'll be there. Only 2 months. Lucky me, right? Just May. At the bus, May and June, the weather will be wonderful. The cherry blossoms will be out, especially where my healing tree is up there. And whatever, well, that's it from New York. I'll be down in Virginia. I'll be both places, hopefully. So, hey, my peoples in New York, hey, I ain't got no money. I got to be crashing. I'll contact you. Say how much of the heat I do. Okay, like that. Okay. The world. So I was on USA. All they said was like, okay, so we're going to do an audit, which they should be. The military doesn't get audited, and USAID is like part of the military. So they said, okay, let's see what I just bought a ticket, and in that ticket they tell you this and that. In fact, we was going to do one airline, but then there's no carry-on. You have to pay for like your storage. There's no. And I got it, and I'm only carrying 2 bags, but I'm buying a hammock, a chair hammock for my sister's house. Well, they got trees in the back, by a lake. They got a tree, whatever. So I want to buy this hammock, this sitting hammock, right? It's like put in the backyard, and then people can. It's a gift. I don't buy gifts for people. I buy gifts for like houses, like concepts. I don't. Birthdays and stuff like that. I'm not into it. Right? Anyway, that's not the point. I keep on that into the world. So what am I saying? It's going to be interesting to come with my perspective of being aware and looking at things differently. And because I'm a media person, I guess I say I'm a media person. I'm an audio dramatist, but I'm also a media person. And I look at different, I monitor different media outlets. It's not the same media outlets that other people monitor. Let me put that. Something like 5150. Ain't nobody. They were saying the same thing. But 5150 it's just a way of me staying in contact with the people, with the downtrodden, or people that think they're from the downtrodden. Anyway, the point is, so my perspective is very, 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 very different. In fact, Steve sent me a thing. He said it was about this and that, and Steve knows me from the boys and the girls of New Boogie Groove. There's a Prince kind of outfit, state Prince. And every time Prince album would come out, they would basically wait for me to say what my insightful cut was on that. It was never whatever the people were pushing. And that's the way I is, because that's the way I am. So my analysis is much different. In fact, I have a speech that as we go to I want to do someday in South Africa. It's going to be, you're listening to the wrong Americans. That's the name of the speech. You've been listening to the wrong Americans. Actually, it's going to be outdated by the time they're going to understand that things are not as they seem. So I think that's, I'll have to alter the speech. Maybe, okay, anyway. So here's the thing. The way the world's going, I'm so happy. I'm happy because not that nobody's paying attention to Africa. People are so enamored or whatever, reacting to what's happening here, there, what do you call that, the European Union or European, no being Europe. What's that, not Romania, one of those places like that, the black guy is going to be down the head of that, the Germany, all this, they play that. And everyone knows Africa, they're going to be like, oh, there's some military dictators taking over there, whatever their narrative is. But wow. I mean, wow, my commander-in-chief, but it's not just him. Oh my goodness, on every level, the technology, okay, let me speak to my people that they're Egyptologists or African, they say African is the bee's knees. Well, it's always been the bee's knees. What makes you think that DNA or whatever is going to go away? So while we shifted all our attention to Europe or to the colonizer, and being enamored and started by the colonizer. Africa is basically saying, oh, okay, well, no more USAID? Wonderful. No more this? Wonderful. Because now our brain to keep on running over to your schools and giving you the brain power, now they got to stay here. The wonderful thing, I'm going to give you one thing, then I'm going to actually go. The block I live in, the block 16 in DeBrother, it was a criminal, it was like high crime area. And one person, Mr. Bullet, he changed that thing around, right? And then I can't, whatever, change that thing around. So what happened, he organized things such because he's the organizer. That's what I forgot to say. Mr. Bullet is the organizer, right? And you say, well, what schooling does he have? That's the whole point. He says, he doesn't go to school to be indoctrinated. He doesn't go to university. He can go to any, the boy is smart. He really brain. I'm surrounded by brain people. And he said, university, this is my university. He's talking about the world. When he started the organization, he said, where's your office? Because they were funny. He says, my office, wherever I am, is my, he said, where am I? Office is blah, blah. So he thinks a little bit differently. That's why we're together. That's why we work together, because I think differently, he thinks differently, and they're the way they think. Okay. So he not only did change that, clean up the block, but other blocks started to do the same thing. And what we do, what is done, we take care of what we call a low-level crime. Somebody steals a cell phone here, some sort of domestic things over there, and they take care of it, Now, that frees the police up to not deal with this kind of thing. They're supposed to be doing some other stuff, not letting the syndicate come into the joint, like you can say what it is. So if the community is doing what they're doing, wherever you are in the world, then that will free up your government, whatever, to do what you're supposed to do. Again, let's take this Sahel states, right? Specifically Burkina Faso. He tells us people, like, okay, we got this thing, under control, somewhat under control. Now, hey, come on now. Citizens, militia, whatever, y'all got to make sure it's maintained. You got to, I'm still here, but we're all working together. So that thing's going to be sorted out. Right now, the tension is going on in the DRC, finally. Congo, finally, right? And soon that will work itself out because they're looking for minerals. Now, here's what's more interesting to me, is that the way, say, BRICS is, and they're getting all the people together, and they only show you about certain things about BRICS, right? Now, there's this guy, Zimbabwean guy, invented, has a working automobile that doesn't use solar, doesn't use any of that stuff. It's self-generating, so there's no charging station, no petrol station, whatever have it. And that'll free people up to do some other stuff. Maybe these people up to invent themselves. But here's the thing. Everybody was saying, well, we're going to Africa, we're going to do, like, for instance, what countries? Like, Burkina Faso has what they call that rare earth kind of minerals, whatever. It's a rare earth mineral. And do you know who has the most rare earth minerals that I understand untapped on the planet? And you don't know. Well, I heard of that thing. I find these little nuggets. I remember them. I found about years ago. I remember them because of the media. They shape a narrative and push you towards this narrative. So you're reacting to that. They got you in a reactionary mode, reacting to whoever, right? A nation that's going to be, I guess they're sort of tangential to BRICS right now. They're going to be whatever it is. North Korea, untapped rare earth minerals, more than you see, and they're part of BRICS. They're not a part of the empire. Let's start calling it empire. Forget colonizer. They're the empire. And empire is about control. It's about one person having control. It's about, say, the United States having control. Now, I guess they think they're giving the control over to the Donalds, but I don't think Donald really wants the control, but that's not the point. The thing is, it's all over for the empire. I'm telling you, there's so many things that's happening. Even if they can't deal with Africa, forget that. I think even, I haven't listened to the thing, whatever, even Ramaphosa, even Cyril Ramaphosa, the president, is trying to bang on the Donald, right? But if he starts getting that hoof in there, right? Remember, they got the demon seed in there. The remnants of the bad old days of apartheid. They gave the land to the Afrikaners. The Afrikaners are now in the coalition government. He got to deal with that. Maybe he's practicing on the Donald. The point is, as soon as they deal with that, and 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 finally, South Africa wins their true their true liberation, what I call the ultimate liberation, and the colonizer that was given stuff, and it gets taken back. The land gets taken back, and then they got to go through the autochthonous people to get access to that land. Because remember, the autochthonous people on the planet. If you don't own that land that you're merely this is the American Indian way. You're a custodian of that land. You're supposed to be doing good of that land. You're a custodian. That's okay. You don't own nothing. You don't charge whatever. There should be no charges for this, that. This is the way the world is supposed to be. And I think if we're going to come to get to that point, the world is going to be what it's supposed to be. Nobody, hey, the Schwab guy, whoever said, they say you will own nothing and you will enjoy it. Well, guess what? It's going to be the same way, but it's not going to be what they think. You will own nothing because you're going to be humane. It's going to be about humanity. You will own nothing, which means that you won't be able to charge anybody because you're the custodian of that. You make it best, and people can travel to your thing. They can enjoy the thing, and they see. Okay, I know this might not make sense to you. It's just I have to get certain things out. One of these days, okay, I'm gonna leave. I swear I'm gonna leave. Let me say what I do. When I'm riffing like this, all these little things that I'm doing, it's like a comedian goes out on the road to test out material. They sort of say this, and then finally get to do a concert. Some particular point, I'm going to have to do this or that, and I'll be clear because I would have articulated on many levels, many times, things, and I'll bring it together, white Robert, I'll bring it together so it will make sense to you folks who need it to make sense to. See, it makes sense to me, and it makes sense to some other people who understand what I'm talking about, who understand what I read, what I do, how I work. There's only a few people on the planet that does that, and thank goodness I know the few people. I only need 2 or 3 that understand, and you need to understand. You need not me. You need to understand you, because only by understanding you will you be able to cope with the true new world order, the true thing that's going to give you the ultimate liberation. Talk to you later.